Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. It's Helen here. Now today I have a masculine card to make with you guys. Now I haven't actually made the card yet because I'd like to do that with you guys watching. I have made a few experiments and I'll show you those in a moment. But I'm just going to quickly go through my ideas on what I'd like to make. So let's just hope that it comes out as I can see it in my head. So we're going to be starting off with the hardwood. This is a clear block. A clear stamp, sorry, and I'm going to be using the Balloon Adventures as well, and I'll be using this one here. Here's to another year full of adventures. And the colours, I'm just going to be using Whisper White. I've got a Whisper White thick cardstock here for my card base, and this is Crumb Cake. That'll be for our mat, and I'll also be using Soft Suede. Okay, so let's start off by cutting our cardstock down. I'm going to be using standard UK A6 sizes, so I'm just going to use my Fiskars trimmer for this because this actually has the measurements here that I need to worry about. I don't usually like to work in centimetres, so this makes it really easy for me. So it says the A6 is here, which is just a smidge under 5 7/8. So yeah, it's not even a 1/16 of an inch, but it's too far away for me to actually see that, so I'd have to look that up on the internet on what size I'll need to get in centimetres. Okay, so that's that done. I'm just going to bring it down to this one here. I'm just going to grab my bone folder. I'm just going to score down the centre. Okay, so oops, put that away, and I still need that to make the mat. Okay, so this is the easiest way I've worked it out on how to make my mat. So I am going to mix a few inches here. So I've gone to the A6 here. And then I'm going to cut it out at the A6 there. Now this may be easier for me to see on my Stampin' Up trimmer, but I'll do my best on this one just to save time. So I'm just going to go, I think this is 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off both sides. There we go, and that should give us our mat. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. We'll grab our stamp now. Okay, so I'm going to be using this flat like that. Grabbing all my stuff. I'm going to be using this piece of paper as well. This is quite a large area stamp, so I like to just keep it flat onto the desk. I'm going to take my ink pad to my stamp. Then what I'm going to do, if you can see here, I have, you can definitely tell this is the underside just by the way that when you cut it, it kind of folds the page over. So I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up there, but you can definitely tell that this is the underside. So this is my top side. I'm going to pop that down as straight as I can because I don't want a wonky grain. I'm going to pop that down there, and then I'm going to immediately take my piece of paper, press that down, and then rub. This will keep my hands clean. Carefully peel that off, and there we go. I've got a little section at the bottom now. I might trim that off. I may just trim another little section off here just to, so it's, whoops, just so it stays the same size. I need to change my blade. Let's quickly tidy that up. Let's see if we can save this one. This has just given me an idea. I could always distress the rest of the edges so it matches, but I think I've got away with that one. Okay. Yep, still looks okay. Okay, so now moving on to our sentiment. I've mounted my photopolymer stamp onto a very flat piece of plastic. Now this is a piece of Perspex. You can also buy these from specialist stamp shops as well. I just find as it's a larger area stamp, it's just so much easier to get a better print. Okay, so I'm going to be using embossing buddy here because we're going to do some embossing in a moment. Put loads of powder on there. In my experiments, I hadn't let the ink dry properly. I mean, it was dry to the touch, but it was still damp, so the embossing powder was sticking to it. So I'm just going to grab my Versamark, which I've freshly inked up again. I've just re-inked it. I use this one here. I regularly top up my pad. There you go, good coverage on there. Get it the right way round. Line it up on my grid mat. I've also seen that Fiskars do a very similar acrylic block to this. You just press it down, it's got the bits on each corner. I think I may just have to invest in one of those as well. Okay, so I've decided to use white embossing powder, so I'll quickly grab that. Might need a little bit more on this side. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to preheat my tool now, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, more preheated now. Okay, so you could just leave it like that and pop it on there. So there are other ways to actually step this card up and make it a little bit more decorative. I mean, it's up to you if you want to make the executive decision of adding a bow to a masculine card. Doesn't, you know, would you appreciate it? Who knows? Only you would know. My husband probably would not. So another thing you can do, I'm just grabbing my example here. Here are my experiments here. Now I've added the coffee ring, and that's from Timeless Textures, one of my favourite stamp sets. And I've used the coffee ring here. It's quite small, it's not a full-size coffee cup ring. And I have that mounted somewhere on my block. There we go, I've got that there. And another thing I experimented was with other colours. So I've tried it with the gold. It kind of just disappears, and I've tried it with the copper as well, and I found that white was the best colour. Okay, so let's step the card up slightly. I'm going to be using the coffee ring. Just want to put a little section up there, one there, and another one further down there. Okay, this is so quick and easy to make. Another thing you could do is to use our numbers with our framelits. I'll just quickly show you the stamp set for that one. Okay, so I've just spent ages trying to find the stamp set, and there's a gap in my row of stamps, and it's not there. There's a gap, so I've put it somewhere. But anyway, in the meantime, here we go. This is the stamp set I was talking about. It's the number of years, and this would look perfect with one of the numbers of however old your guy's going to be put on the bottom, so you'd have to move that further up. And it also comes with matching die cut, so you can cut them out as well, so that would look really good with like heat embossed with the white as well, just to match. Okay, so let's heat our coffee rings up. I can still see some of the powder here, so we can wipe some of the powder off. Try not to rub it as soon as you've finished heat embossing, because you may smudge it. I think I did that just here on this one. I wiped it and it smudged. Okay, so let's get this stuck to our card now. Okay, so it's up to you. You can use dimensionals or you can have it down flat. I'm just going to put it down flat. Okay, sometimes when you fold your card over you get a slight overlap, so the larger or the longer side I'm going to have at the front because it'll be easier to open then. Just stick this down. Okay, there we go. That's our quick and easy masculine card. Okay, so now I've done the card, I do have an announcement to make. Earlier on this year, I actually won an award, and I'd like to share that with you today. I have won Papercraft Magazine's Designer of the Year 2016. So, yeah, here I am here, and these are my projects. I submitted a scrapbook page and 2 cards. Now, I bought this very last minute. I literally had a couple of days to actually enter the competition, and that was back in December. It was a late night shopping trip when I bought this magazine, and I came home and I read it, and I was like, oh, quick, let's get my entries in. So basically I just went through everything that I'd made that year. So I made this in January, I made this sometime in the first quarter, around about maybe February, March time, and this one was from my Christmas series. Maybe not from my exact Christmas series, but it was after. I think it was after my Christmas series. So I was posting Christmas cards every single day over the Christmas period last year. But yeah, I won. They phoned me up and said I'd won, and I was really happy. So I'm now on the design team for Papercraft magazines. So that would be Papercraft Essentials, Die Cutting Essentials, Simply Cards and Papercraft, and yeah, there's one more, I think it's Creative Stamping as well. So yeah, you'll be seeing me a lot more in the future in these magazines, and you can order this particular magazine. This is issue 141. I don't think it's on the shelves anymore, but yeah, you can order back copies of these and the current copies on moremags.com. And yeah, so that's all the information for that. And if you'd like to pop to my website, there'll be some further photographs there of my actual winning entries. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.